What's up everybody and welcome back to Two Guys One Anime. My name is the Holy Apple and we're carrying on today with Final Fantasy XVI. So in the previous episode we were doing some of the main story stuff. We got to this area, I can't remember what the name is called. But basically we're chasing down Kupka because he's done a runner with a bunch of people and we're just hunting him down. But we have a lot more side missions to do and I'm also going to check if there's any hunts to do. So this is going to be pretty much a 0.5 episode is what I've been calling them, where I'm just doing the side quests. So I'm going to see what there is going to be available around and go from there.
Perhaps Forge Master Luba's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I.
Oh, wait. Are you Clive?
Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luba's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
I could give you a hand if you like. I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil. Nothing is ever simple with that man.
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Yeah, let's hope for that. I don't think it's going to happen, but you never know. The game likes to lead you into things like that.
Let's take a simple test and turn it into a riddle.
Yeah.
Get to it.
The finest fabric!
Okay, there is... Never mind, no, it's not. I thought there was going to be more than one person, but never mind.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
Let's find some adamantite. It's like, just make the strongest knife you possibly can. But whilst I am here, there is another side quest over here. So, this might not make any sense, but we'll find out.
All those years of toil, every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalamil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Dusnoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
I'm calling it now. There's going to be drakes at the source of the water. It's the only explanation, really. But, yeah, I suppose I'll figure that out.
They've opened the gate.
They've opened it. Okay, no, they're bombs. I can see them from here. I thought they would have been drakes. But, wait, how'd you get across over there? So it's just navigate around, okay.
How many times do I have to take?
And conveniently, this is the next person I need to see. So,
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
Cool business, eh? Man after my own heart.
I'm telling you, adamantite carving knife.
Knife should be hard
Can't
to
go wrong.
and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation. Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Ah, I'm not too late.
Whoops.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Talmeki and Walud are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
I'm sure I'll think of something. But, yeah, I wasn't actually intending to go to... Yeah, we need to go through the springs. Like, that's the entire point I'm going through this area. Jesus Christ, got it all the way around. That's a piss take. Okay, this is going to be a little cut out then, because I've got to run all the way around. Alright, I'm here now. Okay, there's a lot of them. I'm just hoping like these don't actually explode, because that's like the one thing you don't want to see, self-destruct. How many Old Faithful? The bright side is they're no longer absorb fire damage, they actually take damage from fire. Done. That's the side mission now fini. I might actually be able to go through with the main story if I keep this pace up, actually. Because
Cool things down a bit. Let's hope it's enough to keep the baths from boiling.
yeah, hopefully. Now to head back and actually hand in the quests. I mean, I've got the gil for it. I might as well buy it. I've got full potions and everything at the moment anyway, so makes sense to spend the 40k, but now to do what I was actually here for, which is these side quests, and I'm going to start with you, with your baths.
I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
You tell a fine story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
And that's side quest number 1 done. So now for number 2, Breath of Inferno. I am not going to need that. Scarletite, though, I remember I needed that for a crafting recipe, so I might be able to go back to the Hideaway and get my other armor piece now. I do remember Scarletite being a thing that I really wanted to look for. And now that I know I can get it from certain side quests, it's probably a good idea that I'm going for more or less 100% completion.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
Only that a blade should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
Hopefully it's not going to be classed as cheating. Well, it shouldn't do, but anyway. So to Valcroy, desert for the metal trader. Sure. Okay, so this is what's confusing about the desert. Like, this looks like it's on the map, like it's over there. But over there is literally, if you go out the town that way, not through this way. A very confusing town to navigate. But anyway, small jump skip for me to get in there. And the trader should be here. Ah, there's the trader. Let me off the Chocobo.
Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... Oh, you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly.
And I think that's the actual area that we pretty much just came from a minute ago with the side quests. Yeah, it is, but it's not as far in, so that's something I suppose. I'm confident there's going to be a hunt out here somewhere. This is way too big of an area not to have a hunt in it. I'm not sure if that sandstorm moves around or if there's a reason it moves around. Because it was here a moment ago. But needless to say, I'm a bit curious to see what's going to be inside it, so... I'm just going to have a quick look and see if that's the case, if there's anything in there. Right, there wasn't actually anything in the sand area. It's pretty much just another area of the map, which I'm not going to go to yet because there's no point. So I'm here to collect some limestone. This will literally take seconds. I don't know why these fetch quests exist, but... Hey, you got to fill the time in with something, I suppose. Right then, here's your bloody limestone. Hopefully it's what you needed.
How much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for. That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalimil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava: know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalimil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all. Meaning, I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
Yeah, not to like rain on your parade or anything, but we're not going to have any use for a carving knife, if I'm being honest. We kind of have a huge blade on our back. Like, we are to deal with monsters. We hunt monsters. We don't, like, carve stuff. But anyway, I think now the best idea for me to do, rather than going for the next area, would literally be going back to, whatchamacallit, the Hideaway, and seeing if there's any hunts available. Okay, we do have a note of some kind. We've got 2 notes actually staying here, so... Jill again! Apart from what happened at Rosalith, blah blah blah. If you want to read these, then just pause the video, watch them. I'll skim through these as I go, because I don't feel like reading them all out completely. Something about Mary to go through all of it. Okie dokie. Desert Alliance. Okay, it's this guy again. May be a start of a fruitful friendship, yes. Thank you very much for literally wasting my time with those letters. Alright, next thing, blacksmith, because I believe I can forge the other thing now. Yes, the wristbands, these, all the Drake's Lair bracelets.
No scratches, right?
I was literally just missing out on the Scarletite, which I now know how to get, so that's going to be something really good in the future. Strongest equipment possible on me now, which is really good. Hello, Lawmaster. Have you got a level up? I actually doubt it. He gets a level up. No, not a lot. Not a lot of progression at all. I would like to get 100% completion on like the lore and the tomes on it, because I feel like if you get 100% on that, you've pretty much beaten the game at that point. But there could be some things that you do outside of it, so I don't know. I'm just hoping there's going to be some like really powerful super boss towards the end. But I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right, you little Koopo. What hunts have we got? We have one new one. That's not actually too bad. A hill to die on. Okay, it is in the Velcroy Desert, so I was right. There's one being in the desert. So, is there any specific? A black boulder. Sounds like a giant of some kind. Is that what I'm looking for? Just over there. I'm more than likely wrong, but we're about to find out. Well, it was a bit further than I thought, but this is what I was looking for. It's a turtle! Or a tortoise. Tortoise is the land ones, aren't they? And he fires laser. Great. And he spins. Even better. It's an actual Pokemon. It knows water cannon. Just punch it. He does not like to mess around much. Switched a bit too quick on that one, but... And the charge doesn't work whatsoever. Yeah, this guy's going to be a bit tougher to take down than I originally thought. Okay, so the entire reason that the lightning strike keeps getting stopped is literally because I hit the shell with the staff. Oh god. Okay, I actually had enough of that, which I was quite fortunate with. I didn't want to use any more potions. Not a bad haul. 10,000 gil and a fair amount of XP for a level up, so I'm not going to complain. 33. I keep saying this, I'm convinced level 50 is going to be the highest. 2 Scarlet type from that as well, so that's really good.
It should have stayed at its shell.
Yes, it should have. But, I think that's literally all the hunts and everything else done, so... I will just go double check quickly, but if it is all done, then on with the main story, I suppose.
Take a sniff, good sir. Fresh bread, warm from...
I swear that's spice traders trying to sell cocaine or something.
Made from the stump.
Right, the jaw. So, there was literally nothing else to do. I'm carrying on with the main story. I think a good idea is probably going to be to get through the mines to Drake's Fang. And then from there I can just move on to the next bit. But anyway. I'm assuming I'm going into a cutscene. Yeah, I am. Okay.
There it is. Drake's Fang.
Kupka will be hiding inside.
Along with goodness knows how many guards, all on highest alert. You'll need to keep your wits about you if you're to reach him. So be careful.
I will, Uncle.
Before you go, Clive, allow me to apologize. After what befell at Phoenix Gate and the crisis that followed in its wake, I fled. I retreated to my counting house and danced attendance upon the vicereine in the hope it would bring me favor. I betrayed my nation to save my skin, like the coward I am. And I'm sorry.
Uncle, please.
It's not too late, Clive. Rosaria is yours by right, and there are those that would help you to take it back. Had I the courage of my brother, I might already have done so. But that ship has sailed. You, however...
No. Forgive me, but I cannot. I fight to build a new world now. A better world. Where men can live and die on their own terms. I was raised in a nation that strove to improve the plight of bearers. Only later did I realize that spark of freedom did not arise by chance, but was kindled by my father. You would see me follow in his footsteps. And that is exactly what I mean to do. Not by ruling Rosaria, but by extending his ideals to the whole of the twins. Though every soul in the realm may judge my actions heresy, I am certain my cause is just.
You really are just like him, you know? Thank you, Clive, for coming back to me. I am proud to call you nephew. Well then, this is where we must part ways. Wish me luck in convincing my Canvarian friend to share his considerable talents. I mean to plunder his coffers and prove myself worthy of a place in your merry band. Till then, my boy.
Till then, go safely, Uncle.
And you, nephew. We have much to catch up on, you and I. I shall expect you to regale me with the tales of all your adventures when next we meet. You can regale me too, Torgal.
I'm coming for you, Kupka.
Okay. I love the fact that it actually just says a battle symbol right there on Drake's Fang, so yeah, that probably means that something's gonna go down, but yeah, I actually think the best idea is probably going to be the end part here, because I thought I was going to be able to have a section where I transition through the mines to get to Drake's Fang. Not the case. I just literally go straight to Drake's Fang, so I'll cut the part here in order to like keep it separate as a main story thing. And we've done a fair bit today anyway with the hunt and 2 side missions as well, so yeah, something I suppose. But if you like the episode, remember to leave a like and a comment down below, and of course tune in next week when we go into Drake's Fang and kick Kuka's... I can't even say his name properly. We kick Kuka's ass. Jesus Christ, that is so hard to say. Try saying that if you ever want to experience a tongue twister. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in the next episode.